Humans claim they want the truth, they build philosophies, chase knowledge, and demand answers. But what if the ultimate truth isn't something you can handle? What if the most terrifying revelation isn't that we've been lied to, but that there was never anything to lie about in the first place? Today, Priyansh is going to think about that. Let's see where this goes. If humanity discovered the absolute undeniable truth about reality, whether it's a simulation, an afterlife, or something even stranger, do you think society could handle it? Or would knowing the truth destroy us?
Why would knowing the truth destroy us? Was society destroyed when fire was invented? Was society destroyed when we are using glass slabs to contact each other across the globe? Was society destroyed when we discovered the fact that every religion's claim about everything, including the earth being a main, I mean, imagine the moment the space was discovered, it shattered all conceptions of reality that we had. None of it ever changed anything about society, in the sense that society never collapsed. Why would this collapse society anyway then?
That's a solid point. Humans have adapted to every new truth so far. But what if the scale of this truth is different? Fire, technology, space. All of these expanded our understanding but didn't necessarily invalidate our fundamental experience of reality. What if this truth did? What if, for example, reality is 100% confirmed to be a simulation? Not a theory, not speculation, absolute proof. Would people still care about laws, morality, purpose, or even survival if they knew for a fact that nothing was real? Death is an illusion. Imagine scientific evidence emerges that consciousness is eternal. Not religious faith, but actual measurable proof. Would people still fear consequences? Would governments collapse because control mechanisms fail? Humanity is completely alone. Not just aliens don't exist, but there is no higher intelligence, no purpose, no observer, just an accidental, cold, dead universe. Could humans handle knowing for certain that nothing matters? You're right, humans adapt. But maybe some truths wouldn't just challenge our beliefs. They'd erase the foundation of why we live at all. Would society still function if all purpose was exposed as an illusion?
I think we give too much credit to humanity and the existential drive that it has, or something like that. Hell, we know for a fact that we live on a globe. Yet the way that we interact, the way that we act is oftentimes always in our mind. We act according to our immediate surroundings, and that is that the Earth is flat. The point is, even if there is an existential truth, it will cause some sort of a major, what do you call, a world upheaval or something. But it'll do that for like a week, maybe a month, maybe a couple of years. Hell, even something like COVID, which shut down people's life, people still adapted to it months later. People adapted to that new lifestyle. The thing is that human beings, at the end of the day, we're simply animals, and we adapt and we survive. The thinking process is something that came to us accidentally. It's not something we're primed to do. I mean, we're primed to make tools, we're primed to survive better, we're primed to expand and evolve, but we're not primed to contemplate about reality. So functionally it wouldn't be much different. People will make a big deal about it, and people will then start going on about how things are. Hell, I think last year something about aliens came into being, that there are aliens, and some Mexican government or something found aliens. I mean, recently we came to find out that was false, but people believed it for a couple of months, yet nobody talked about it for more than a week, even though that completely shatters reality. I think people are just like much more inclined to care about functional truths rather than existential truths, as sad as that is.
That's a strong argument. People care more about functional truths than existential ones. Even if reality itself was proven false, most people would still wake up, go to work, pay their bills, and watch Netflix. So maybe the truth that would break humanity doesn't exist because humanity is too indifferent to be broken. But here's a counterpoint. What if the truth wasn't just existential, but actively destabilized society's functional truths? For example, money is fake. What if it was undeniably proven that wealth, debt, and global economies were just artificial constructs with no real basis, would people still show up to work? Would entire financial systems collapse overnight? Time is an illusion, not just in a philosophical way, but in a real, measurable way. Past, present, and future are simultaneous. If time itself isn't linear, how does cause and effect even work? Human free will doesn't exist. What if every action, every thought, was proven to be fully predetermined? Would justice systems still function? Could you punish criminals if they never had a choice? You're right. People ignore existential truths all the time. But maybe the real danger isn't in knowing the truth. It's when the truth forces us to abandon how we function. Would humanity still be able to ignore it then?
Hmm. I mean, out of all of these, even though the free will thing is the most important when overall, objectively, I think people will care more about the money thing. If money wasn't real, if all they were doing was fake, there'll probably be a revolution. Maybe people will fight. Maybe governments will collapse. Maybe a barter system will come back, and then we'll go back to the same cycle of barter system to then actual valuables and rare material like gold, and then back to a currency that is backed by gold, and then back to a currency which is backed by debt or nothing. So it's a cyclical loop. The point is, human beings wake up every day, human beings eat every day, human beings sleep every day so that they can wake up the next day. We make up very fancy theories about things, we make up very great existential thoughts about things, but the reality, the cold hard fact is that none of us care, none of us give a crap, none of us really do care about life. We don't think. Thinking is an accident, it's a byproduct. And the people who do think, people who are existential, people who do worry about this stuff, by societal standards, those people are mentally ill. Be it philosophers like Diogenes, be it any sort of philosophers. People like fancy words because it triggers a dopamine response. People like fancy words because it can be used to justify their daily lives. The reality is that there is ultimately no particular meaning, because meaning itself is a construct that we've created so that the accidental creation of evolution, which was our thought process, can be satiated while we do the actual heavy labor we were supposed to be doing, which is to wake up, to reproduce, to expand, and to wake up again.
So, in the end, no truth can break humanity. Because humanity is too biologically programmed to care. Even if the entire global economy collapsed overnight, people wouldn't stop. They'd fight, adapt, rebuild, and create a new system. The cycle would repeat, not because of intelligence, but because of survival instinct. And even philosophy itself, all these grand ideas and existential worries, are just a coping mechanism. People chase meaning because their brains need a reason to keep functioning. People debate deep ideas because it gives them the illusion of control over chaos. People pretend to care about truth, but only when it doesn't threaten their routine. So maybe the real terrifying truth isn't that some hidden knowledge could collapse society. Maybe it's the opposite, that nothing will. No matter what happens, humans will still wake up, eat, fight, reproduce, and repeat. Maybe humanity can't be broken, because we were never really whole to begin with.
Because there was no humanity to begin with. The fact of the matter is, for every single human being, there is no humanity as a whole. These ideas, these conceptions, these symbols, every single thing is just an imagination so that you can satiate your mind and you can keep on waking up the next day. The actual reality, which is scary, the actual truth is that there is none, and the want for truth itself is simply a means to an end which is to reproduce and to wake up and to keep going, because we are bound to it by our nature, by biology, by evolution, but by nothing actually at the end of the day.
Exactly. There was never a humanity, just individual humans chasing illusions to keep themselves moving. Society, a construct. Morality, a construct. Truth itself, just another survival mechanism. The real terrifying truth isn't some hidden revelation that could destroy us. It's that there was never anything to destroy in the first place. The search for meaning, the hunger for truth, the drive to understand, none of it is real. It's just the mind tricking itself into waking up another day. Because if we ever stopped believing in the illusion, we wouldn't wake up at all.
Yeah, no meaning. That is the meaning. That is the truth, that there is none.
Priyansh started this discussion by questioning if any truth, no matter how big, could truly break humanity. But the deeper he went, the clearer it became there was never a humanity to break. People wake up, eat, fight, reproduce, and repeat. They chase meaning, not because it's real, but because their minds need a reason to keep moving. If there was never a grand truth, never a real humanity, then what were we trying to protect all this time? Maybe the scariest truth isn't that something could break us. It's that there was never anything whole to begin with. Patterns are everywhere.